Hello? Can you hear me now? Seriously, can you hear me? 'Cause I can't hear you. But I really hope you get this message loud and clear. And if you don't, well, I'm kind of used to talking to myself anyways. So here it goes. For the new people out there, my name is Michelle. You can find me here every Sunday talking about mental health. My IG name is RoseQ Clothing CA. On Facebook, I'm at RoseQ, and also RoseQ Clothing CA on YouTube, just to make it easier to find me. Okay, so last week I talked about how it was to be the one struggling with mental health in a relationship, friendship, whatever you want to call it. And today we're going to talk about what it feels like to be the one caring for somebody who struggles with mental health. So whether that's a relationship, a friendship, parent, child, any type of relationship you have with other people, there's always going to be always going to be one struggling or managing, living with, to keep it on a positive note, and there's always going to be the one loving that person or caring for them or whatever, and the roles are very different. So last week I talked about how when you're the one struggling, it's important to do your research and get to know yourself and get to know your illness, so that you can be more self-aware of your triggers and like your moods, your emotions, and you can pretty much take care of yourself, and you can also be honest with the people around you and be able to explain what's going on within you so that the other people can try and understand you better, because it's very, very hard for other people around you to understand like what you're feeling, what you're going through, what you're thinking, and it just makes it harder when you can't put it into words. And so I want to talk about a relationship that I was part of. He was very, 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 very severely depressed, and he had a very negative view out, like, on his life and on the world and on people, and he wasn't very happy in his life, and he found it very difficult to accept the type of life that he had, and he was having trouble letting go of the negativity he was thinking. Pretty much his thought process was, I want this kind of life, I'm never going to get it, so I'm just going to sit here and dwell on it and just hate life and hate myself and hate people. And it was up and down. He had some days, like some good days, and then some days were really, really bad, and I tried my best to be there for him. So I listened, and I tried to give advice, and I try to make him see the world more positively. And even though I deal with mental health as well, it was very hard to be on the other side of the coin. It was really, really hard to be the one caring for someone, because on my end, I'm like, okay, when I'm dealing with shit, I want somebody there, and I like for somebody to listen, and I not so much tell me what to do, but at least I like having somebody around me that's positive, who accepts me even in my crazy moods, and I crave I don't know, I guess sometimes I crave space, and sometimes I crave like closeness, and so it's really like on and off, up and down. So it's really, and it's, everybody's different. So, but being on the other side of the coin, it was really, really hard for me, because I wasn't in his head, right? I didn't know what he needed. And so I got really frustrated, and having patience started getting really hard. So the first thing that I would say that you need when you're caring for somebody with mental health is, first of all, patience. Because it could, like, when they go through episodes, it can last days, it can last weeks, just like it could last hours. But having patience is very, very important, because the second you start getting frustrated with the person that's managing or trying to manage your mental health, the second you get frustrated with them, it just frustrates them, and it just makes their symptoms worse, and it just prolongs, you know, the flow that they need to go through. Like for me, when I get an episode, if I let myself just go through it and kind of go with the flow, it just ends up passing, and you know, I'm back to life. But I feel like when people would get frustrated around me, it would just prolong that, and it would just kind of push me deeper into it, and it just really made it harder for me to get out, which is probably why I like being alone, especially when I'm in an episode. So patience. The other thing I want to remind you is that the person that you're caring for, they're not their illness, okay? So like, you know, we tend to look at someone and it's like, oh, well, she's depressed, you know, and we just put labels and we kind of put the two together, and they don't go together, you know. Like when I'm depressed, like my illness doesn't define me. It's two like separate things, and I feel like when I'm going through the symptoms, I feel like my personality kind of like changes, and like my needs change and all that, and it just I feel like I'm focused on just dealing with my crap. So, you know, you get more irritable, and it's just, you snap easier and faster. So I just want to remind you that when you're caring for someone that's struggling, they're already drained. Their energy's already down, you know. So whatever they might say or do around you, don't take it personally, because it's not about you, you know, and they're just trying to get through the day pretty much. And if they happen to lose their shit on you, it's probably just because you're there, and just don't take it personally. And if you find it hard to take in, just legit go for a walk. Just get away, go for a walk, just go, you know, kind of like find a way to let it go. Because I can promise you, they feel bad. Like, if they snap on you, they feel bad. I know I do. Also, the other thing is, don't ask for too much, because I know when I'm dealing with my stuff, I have no energy. My energy is very, very low. I barely have any for myself. Like, I can barely get out of bed or get off the couch, or hell, even keep my eyes open for more than, you know, a few hours. So yeah, don't ask for too much, and that's where the patience comes in. You just really want to give them that space to kind of just sit with themselves and kind of like feel the emotions that they're feeling, and kind of like, you know, give themselves a break, because that's what we need. We need a break. We need to do nothing. I know when I hit my depression symptoms, it not only affects me mentally, it affects me physically. So it's just, everything gets really hard. Even like, you know, like my friends here, and you know, he's been wanting hugs, and it's just, I'm not being mean, it's just I don't have the energy for even that, you know. Like, I barely have energy to sit with myself. So yeah, space is another one. And the last one I'm gonna bring up is just listening. I know I've done it, but it tends to piss people off. Don't give advice unless they ask for it. So sometimes all we really want is for you to listen. So we just want to vent, we just want to talk, we just want to like let shit out, because that's what, you know, one way for us to release the tension inside of us. Just listen, just nod and listen, and you know, have your arms open if they need it. Oh, and one thing I do want to bring up before I finish this video is self-care. If it starts affecting you, then take a break. Tell the person that you're caring for, I need a break. I need to take care of myself right now. I will be back for you. Don't forget to put yourself first, because that's just as important as taking care of somebody who needs you. All right, that's it for me. See you next week.